What's up, everyone? My name is Rad, and I'm here today bringing you my guide on Chongyun, aka CY, for 2023. I'll be going over his talents, skills, constellations, recommended weapons, artifact sets, and team compositions. I'll also give you my overall thoughts on him near the end of the video. I'm going to make all of my character guides as concise as possible, so we're looking at hopefully under 10 minutes for each one. Quick note, these guides are not in depth. I don't go over hypothetical numbers, theories, etc. They are more of a quick, generalized, straight to the point recommendations for these characters. The final result is to provide as much information within a condensed time period. Timestamps will be listed down below in the description. Without further ado, let's drop that transition. Talents up first. Let's start with combat ones. Demon Bane. This is just Chongyun's normal attack. There are charge and plunge variations as well. Elemental skill Spirit Blade. Chongwa's Layered Frost. Chongyun slams the ground with his weapon, creates an explosive circular AoE in front of him that dishes out cryo damage. After a small time period within the elemental skill, Chongwa's Frost Field takes place. Within this field, any sword, greatsword, and polearm users' normal or charge attacks will be infused with cryo. Its duration is 10 seconds and the cooldown for it is 15 seconds. Elemental Burst, Spirit Blade, Cloud Parting Star. Chongyun summons 3 massive Spirit Blades mid-air that pummel the ground one by one. After a short moment, they detonate. When they do detonate, they will dish out AoE cryo damage. Energy cost is 40 and cooldown is 12 seconds. Passive talents. Steady Breathing. Any sword, claymore, or polearm user within the vicinity of his elemental skill have their normal attack speed increased by 8%. Rhyme Chaser. Blade. When Chongyun's elemental skill ends, a spirit will appear and deal damage to enemies. 100% of his elemental skill damage will be dealt as AoE cryo damage. Enemies who are struck by this will have their cryo resistance reduced by 10% for 8 seconds. And Gallant Journey is self-explanatory. Constellations, just some quick words. Constellations are not an absolute necessity for characters. They mainly just provide quality of life improvements and better enhanced skills, burst, or utility. Yes, some do get wild power spikes, I understand, but every character is viable in some way or form, even with no constellations. Chongyun's constellations are okay, in my opinion. They aren't too crazy compared to others out there. I'll be skipping C3 and C5 as they only provide 3 levels to his skills. C1, Ice Unleash. Chongyun's final attack from his normal attack combo will unleash 3 ice blades. Each blade itself will dish out 50% of Chongyun's attack as cryo damage to all enemies within its direction. C2, Atmospheric Revolution. Any elemental skill or burst cast from any user within Chongyun's elemental skill will have their cooldowns reduced by 15%. If you are going for a constellation, this is the one I recommend to stop at. The extra 15% cooldown to anyone's elemental burst or skill is pretty nice. Could potentially make a difference in an any abyss run. C4, Frozen Skies. Chongyun will recover 1 energy for every strike on an enemy that is afflicted by cold or frozen status, though this effect can only proc once every 2 seconds. C6, Rally of 4 Blades. Chongyun's elemental burst deals an extra 15% damage to enemies whose max HP is lower than Chongyun's. It will also produce 1 more Spirit Blade. This constellation is a massive increase to his burst, but even then it's rather difficult to proc a quad melt if you are going for that. Like I mentioned earlier, I believe C2 is his best constellation. So with weapons, it's mainly up to what you personally have. I would say, quick note, I normally don't give out specific values for passives on weapons because everyone will have different refinements. So it's best to just see what you have and that'll be the damage values for you. Overall recommendations for 5 stars would be Wolf's Gravestone. It provides a lot of extra attack, but also upon a hit against an enemy who has less than 30% HP, will provide an attack buff to all teammates for 12 seconds. This can only be procced every 30 seconds. Skyward Pride. It provides some solid energy recharge, but also its passive provides an increase to all damage by X amount. This is my personal favorite only because I'm a big proponent of energy recharge. In terms of 4-star weapons, I would say Sacrificial Greatsword provides good energy recharge, and its passive gives you a possible chance to immediately reset his elemental skill. Considering it does have a 15-second cooldown, this can help keep up the cryo application longer by just being able to use his elemental skill in back-to-back succession. Serpent Spine. It's right there. This provides some very good crit rate, and its passive provides stacks of more overall personal damage at the cost of taking more overall damage. It's a two-edged greatsword, no pun intended. It works well so long as you don't get hit or keep the hits to a minimum. Characters that provide shield can alleviate this though. Also, this is a battle pass weapon, so it is a paid option. For free to play, your best bet honestly is a prototype archaic. Provides very good attack, and its passive gives you a 50% chance to dish out more damage within a small AoE to enemies nearby. With artifact sets, it's a bit interesting. It mainly depends upon what kind of Chongyun you want to build. I'd say universally, 4-piece Noblesse Oblige is one's best option. Provides 20% elemental burst damage, but also upon using it, it'll provide an attack boost of 20% to all teammates for 12 seconds. This is mainly a support role for Chongyun, while also providing some decent damage, but he won't be your main damage dealer. If you're looking for more of a main DPS Chongyun, where he will deal the most damage for you, then I recommend 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. Provides 20% energy recharge, and also it will increase his elemental burst by 20% based off his energy recharge. You can only achieve 75% as a maximum damage value. Even though this is solidly viable, you do need to remember this does not provide any form of team buffs. But considering those previous are 4 set pieces, which are a bit harder to acquire for the perfect build, something more accessible and easier than I can recommend to go for is one of the following combinations. 2-piece Noblesse Oblige with, if I can find it, hey, there we go, we found it, it's right there. With 2-piece Blizzard Strayer, you'll gain a 20% elemental burst damage alongside a 50% cryo damage bonus. Also, 2-piece Noblesse Oblige with 2-piece Wanderer's Troop, you'll retain the 20% elemental bonus damage alongside receiving 80 elemental mastery. Both of these are good for providing more overall damage, albeit just a tad bit lower than the previous 2 recommended. Easier as well to mix and match, and more resin cost effective in my opinion. Main fixes to look out for are attack percentage or elemental mastery on the Sands of Time, cryo damage on the Goblet of Yanatham, and crit rate or crit damage on the Circuit of Logos. Minor fixes to aim for are crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, or energy recharge. If you can as well, aim for a 1-to-2 crit rate, crit damage ratio if possible. Team compositions. All characters displayed are just my own examples, and it doesn't mean they are the best in slot. Everyone summons for different characters, some luckier than others, so I understand everyone's results can be different. This is just a general guideline. Freeze. Any combination of 1 cryo user, 1 Hydra, and Chongyun. 4th slot can be your choosing. This composition excels in crowd control and also sets up for melt reactions or providing shatter for physical based damage units. Permafrost, similar to freeze, except the main thing here is just wanting to keep everyone constantly frozen. Any combination of 1 cryo user, 1 hydro, 1 anemo, and Chongyun. This team provides incredible crowd control. Also, with the anemo user having 4-piece Viridescent Venerer, it also provides some elemental resistance shred. Can substitute the anemo user with another hydro user if you want. Melt, any combination of 1 or 2 pyro users with Chongyun. 4th slot can be your choosing. With this, it mainly enables your pyro DPS to do the melt reactions. Chongyun's elemental skill provides easy cryo application through normal attacks for everyone, and if you do have C2, it also decreases everyone's cooldowns by 15%, thus makes more rotations shorter, and you'll be able to dish out more damage faster. There is also reverse melt, though essentially you want all of Chongyun's Spirit Blades from his elemental burst to proc melt. I would say this requires more specific type of characters and timing to enable, i.e. Bennett with Sucrose and Kazuha. Then again, it's up to you with what you want to do. Gosh, that's a tongue twister. And lastly, Superconduct, any combination of 2 electro and 2 cryo. This composition provides raw damage to physical base users. Final thoughts. Chongyun is overall just a solid 4-star. Not the strongest, of course, but he is unique in his own way. While I personally do like him and have built him up, I know many who have him and haven't built him. He does require a good amount of investment, I would say. If you do get a Chongyun, I would personally just recommend not leveling him up unless you really want to try him. Your resin and other resources could go into someone else that may benefit you more. He's not bad, but he's certainly not great, just in between. But hey, I still like him. So that's Chongyun for you. Just like my previous guides, it was fun to do. I hope I did well in providing solid information within a condensed amount of time. Many thanks to those who watched this throughout. If you enjoyed or disliked today's video, you can either drop me a like or dislike. I'm always open to constructive criticism. Also, if you like, press that subscribe button to keep up to date with future content. Would appreciate that. Anywho, I'm Rad. You're all awesome. See you later.